You're listening to UCW Radio. In your face.
What we got here is a failure to communicate.
Oh, have I got your attention now?
For lack of a better word, is good.
You know what I mean?
Money to be made in a place like this. Money never sleeps, pal.
You're crazy.
You know what it takes to sell real estate?
It takes brass.
I'm falling, and I can't get up.
All right, welcome to Money Never Sleeps, the show where we talk about anything and everything that impacts the flow of money from around the corner to around the world. And happy Columbus Day, everyone. I hope that your week is starting out on a good note. Hope that you had a great weekend. Make sure to follow me on Twitter at Velazquez, and you'll get a front row seat to my insight, rants, personal endeavors, so on and so forth. Get some motivational stuff, too. You can listen to Money Never Sleeps on iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn. So that means if you have an Amazon Echo, you can just say play Money Never Sleeps Radio, and I'm sure it'll pop up. Google Play Music, Player FM, and many, many more. This has been, I guess, a crazy weekend, well, starting on Friday, where the big talk, not only in Washington, but throughout the world probably, was the Supreme Court nomination of Brett Kavanaugh. Saturday they voted 50-48, and Judge Brett Kavanaugh was elevated to the Supreme Court. Now that's the highest court in the land, and to me the saddest thing there is what transpired. Dr. Ford, she definitely went through something very traumatic, and basically, she didn't get any closure. What's also sad is, Judge Brett Kavanaugh, he basically was put through the ringer, not only just with the nomination like everyone else, but more so than Clarence Thomas. I mean, I've never seen anything this crazy in regards to a Supreme Court nomination since then, and this actually tops that. And it's just sad. And what's sadder than that is politics and how this game is played. It's a dirty game now. You got the midterm elections coming up, and what happened here with this nomination or this elevation is weighing in. Because what happened here is that, and I said this on Twitter as well. What wound up happening with the Democrats pushing so hard, it woke up the Republicans. Okay, I mean they were kind of comfortable having control of everything, not really realizing that they could lose control of everything during these midterm elections, and this elevation of Brett Kavanaugh basically woke them up. Okay, and now there's a passion, there's a fire there that wasn't there for a little while since Trump's presidency, since he was elected. So that's going to be interesting. That may shift things in regards to what's going on here with the current midterm elections, and that's something they probably didn't anticipate happening. But look, if you have a dog sleeping or a lion sleeping, you don't go wake them up, especially if you're trying to get over that dog, over that lion to get to where you need to get to. They woke them up. They shook it up. They rocked it, and basically now it's going to be interesting. It's just going to be interesting. So politics to me is just a dirty game, and some people, like being politicians, and good for you. You serve the people, but going through the scrutiny and going through the possibility of people attacking your credibility, attacking your reputation, attacking a lot of things, not caring what it does to you and your family. That's a little out of control, and it's more out of control now than it's been in a while. So we'll see what happens and see what kind of shift is going to transpire. But I would say that the Republicans are woken up right about now, and some Democrats are woken up too, because now they're basically shifting. So you may get a lot of Democrats voting Republican during this midterm. So again, it's going to be interesting, but we'll see what happens. I've been talking a lot about General Electric, not a lot, but enough. Okay, and last week I was speaking about it because they changed CEOs, they shifted, and I said at that point, a lot of people really didn't understand the dynamics of General Electric and the history. If you know the history and you understand what's involved with the company and how it's layered, you have a lot of prongs there that aren't even valued in the stock at this point. Okay, today they made a deal and they sold the GE Power for $1 billion to Apollo, I believe, and that happened pretty quickly. The due diligence on that was really probably close to non-existent. But now they have two divisions, and excuse me for not knowing those divisions offhand. I don't have any notes in front of me. I'm just, sharing information with you guys. But they have two divisions that actually, and the third one was the power division that actually supported a lot of the revenue generation for the company. Okay, they have maybe another 6, 7 other divisions that are there that are generating little revenue, but they have the potential of generating a lot of revenue for the company if they were able to be tapped into. So the value of the stock is only for these three divisions. Not the other divisions have not been taken into account, and they're not valued in the stock yet. And when those start getting valued in there, the stock is not going to be trading where it's at right now. I'll tell you that much. So it's going to be an interesting ride as it moves forward. But I for one, am curious. I'm really curious on where it's going to wind up. But if you see right now what's going on, you have the small cap market is lagging the large cap. You have blue chips that are really on fire right now, and you have small cap growth companies that are not keeping up with the large cap, and that is problematic. Because when you have these big juggernaut companies that are growing, at a faster rate than a growth company, that's a problem. So I don't know, where that's going to land, but I do think that it's not going to be pretty when it's all said and done. All right, in all these situations, everything that's going on, if you're a trader, you'll make money or come close to making money, whether the market's up, down, sideways, whatever it is, as long as it's not doing anything. It has to do something, right? So if you're an options trader, there's always a deal out there to make money on. If you're an investor and you're with the company, then you're looking at the fundamentals of the company. You're looking at the management, the growth potential. If you're looking at the larger cap companies, a lot of people look at them not for the growth, but for potentially the income, the dividends, and things of that nature. It's just a shift that I see, which it's odd how that's happening. Because the growth, you have growth stocks that aren't growing. How does that work? I mean, are these companies jumping into the public markets a little bit too quickly? Or are the ones that are private not getting enough funding? Are they not getting enough opportunity to grow? There are a lot of things that come to mind, and maybe that will wind up being addressed at some point, I guess. All right, but you just gotta be aware. Blue chips. Are a lot of people, for years they shy away from blue chips, because they feel they're not growth oriented. But, nowadays these blue chip companies, they are growing, and they are growing rapidly. and they're changing, because you have a change. Technology is changing these companies. Management is they're changing up with the times because they have to. So at the end of the day, it comes down to what they're doing to make the companies more viable. And whatever they're doing, it's working. It's working. That's why you see blue chips moving on. All right. Anyway, moving forward, I just want to touch on crypto. For the rest of the show, cryptocurrency. It's interesting. How you have Bitcoin. Is hitting a ceiling. It seems more stabilized. I mean, even though it's fluctuating. It's not fluctuating by thousands of dollars. It's fluctuating by $50, $100, that type of thing. So, but I think that, if people are looking at it as they would a stock, there's going to be a ceiling there. And once it breaks that resistance level, it should trade higher, right? I don't see cryptocurrency like that. Because I can't look at it trading as if a stock was trading. It has to be, it just has to be looked at differently. Okay, because the utility of it is key. And how it trades, it's the usage. How many people are using it? What are they using it for? Are they using it for commerce? Are they using it for something else? Like in the case of Pico Novus, you have businesses that are using it for their transactions because of the escrow feature. So they're able to actually put coins in escrow for the transaction, release them later, and then redeem those for fiat currency. So they have a system in place, and there's a lot of usage with that, and it's going to continue to grow. Like with Bitcoin, you have a lot of different usages of Bitcoin. People are using it for commerce and things of that nature. You can buy them and redeem them, on a lot of exchanges, and use them in certain retail environments. You have certain you have certain cryptos that really don't have too much of utility. So the trading of it. Again, it's all relative to the particular issue. Okay, so it's not. You can't look at any crypto and say, okay, well, this has a ceiling, is going to fly through. You can't look at the resistance. You can't look at all that stuff. Really, you have to look at what it's each issue, what it's about, what's going on. Because if you have, let's say, Bitcoin, people. If you look at the chart, you see a resistance level. If you're looking at it as you're looking at a stock, and yeah, there is a resistance level. Is it real? I don't know. Okay, Bitcoin is different than other cryptos. Now, if you look at other cryptos, people may be looking at it in that way as well, as they're trading it, saying, "Oh, it's hitting resistance, it's going to come back down," and they start trading it like that. And I think that's a mistake. At the moment, anyway. Will it be the case later on? It could be. Once everything settles down, because, keep in mind that the cryptocurrency market is still in its infancy. It's a baby still. Okay, it's being milked, it's being, washed, it's being bathed, and it's growing every day. And it's not going to grow overnight, but it will grow, and it'll mature. And it'll be viable, it'll be strong, and you'll have 95% or more of these cryptos that are out there gone, and you'll have the strong ones that'll sit there, the strong ones with utility, and that offers something more, and the usage is key. So, again, on trading on cryptos, that's something that I would just be aware of, that you can't look at it like that. So it's just different. But on that note with cryptocurrency, as I said, as far as the future is very bright. You have a lot of things going on, a lot of value that is going to be added to various cryptocurrencies. Okay, and I think it's going to be, you pick the right ones. I think it's going to be a great ride for a lot of people. Pick the wrong ones, it's going to be painful, but I think a lot of people, they're not throwing their life savings into this. They're making an investment. They're investing a very small part of their discretionary funds into cryptocurrency. For those businesses that are using it, like in the case of Pico Novus, they're using it for business. Okay, it's a value because it's actually saving them a lot of money. Because you don't have the associated costs that are there with working with a traditional bank. Okay, so that's a big difference, and you'll see a lot more of that, I believe, in the future, not only from Pico Novus, but from other cryptos. Just keep an eye out for those, because that's the value. Anyway, that's about it for this Monday. I want to thank you for listening to the show. As I said, I'm going to be having guests on in the next month or so, maybe 2 months, and we're going to have frequent guests on representing various companies, industries, so on and so forth, and give you guys a lot of things to think about and make your listening of this show valuable to you. And I want to make it as valuable as possible, and that's why I share my views on certain situations, and I don't go and promote stocks and things of that nature. I'll tell you exactly how I feel about certain industries, certain issues, certain companies. Okay. Anyway, we'll be back with you, for, next time for the next segment of Money Never Sleeps Radio. You can, again, follow me on Twitter at Luis Velazquez, and you can go to moneyneversleepsradio.com to listen to past episodes, and again, find that on TuneIn, iTunes, Google Play, and so on and so forth. Anyway, you guys have a fantastic rest of this Columbus Day. Take care.
Initiating shutdown sequence.
You're listening to UCW Radio, in your face.
What is your major malfunction?
So let it be written. So let it be done.
Ladies and gentlemen, my mother thanks you, my father thanks you, my sister thanks you, and I thank you.
All opinions expressed by Luis Velazquez on the Money Never Sleeps radio show and its website are solely his opinions and do not reflect the opinions of the UCW radio show or their parent company or affiliates, and may have been previously disseminated by him on television, radio, internet, or another medium. You should not treat any opinion expressed by him as a specific inducement to make a particular investment or follow a particular strategy, but only as an expression of his opinion. His opinions are based upon information he considers to be reliable, but neither the UCW radio show nor its affiliates, parent companies, and or subsidiaries warrant its completeness or accuracy, and it should not be relied upon as such. The UCW radio show, Luis Velazquez, its affiliates, parent companies, and or subsidiaries are not under any obligation to update or correct any information provided on the radio show or on the website. His statements and opinions are subject to change without notice. No part of his compensation from the UCW radio show is related to the specific opinions he expresses. Please read the full disclaimer on MoneyNeverSleepsRadio.com.